We done an attorney test on this Orlando Ramirez yet? Oh, it's a J game, so. Good morning. The court's going to take up the next case on the court's docket, which is cause number CV 2105150. This is in the interest of Aiden Ramirez and Declan Young and children. The case is set for a status hearing today. The hearing is being conducted pursuant to emergency orders of the Texas Supreme Court in Zoom video conference. Participating in the hearing today on behalf of the department is Supervisor Crystal Gillette, I believe, and Brown County Shane Britton. The mother of the children is Dayla Scheringer, and I'll verify whether she's on the conference here in just a second. I think she may be. Joseph Young is the father of the child, Declan Young, and he is participating in the hearing today. There's an alleged father, Orlando Ramirez, who's the alleged father of the child, Aiden Ramirez, and he is not currently participating in the hearing. And in the review of the court's file, an attempt to serve him was made on May 11, 2021. That was unsuccessful. The attorney ad litem for the child is Chelsea Timmons, and she's participating in the hearing today. The CASA guardian ad litem representatives are Michelle Wells and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Gail Hanks. Is that right? Okay. Thank you. They are both participating in the hearing today. I believe the current caregiver for the children is some paternal grandparents. They are not present, and the court has excused the children from participating in the hearing today. Let me make sure that Ms. Scheringer can hear us. Ma'am, can you hear us? If so, could you unmute your device? Let me know. Is Dayla Scheringer on our conference? If so, if you could let me know.
Yes.
You are? Okay,
yes,
good.
Yes, sir, I am.
Thank you. And then Mr. Young, are you able to hear us? I'm sorry, Mr. Young. Are you able to hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. Thank you. All right. If we're ready to proceed, then I'm going to ask Ms. Gillette, Ms. Wells, Ms. Hanks, Ms. Scheringer, and Mr. Young. If each of you could raise your right hands, please. If each of you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony and give today before the court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. All right, Mr. Britton, if you're ready.
I'm sorry, is Miss Beard on here?
I don't believe Miss Beard is. I think Miss Gillette is going to be here to testify on behalf of the department.
Good. Miss Gillette, you are the permanency supervisor. I'm not sure your official title. Something like that, right?
Yeah.
You're the permanency case manager supervisor.
That's correct.
And Miss Beard is the permanency case manager.
Yes.
Now, the children are currently placed with a paternal grandmother. Is that correct?
That is correct.
How are they doing in that placement?
They're doing very well in that placement. We do not have any concerns. All of their medical and dental are being met. The children are doing really well.
Good. Mom's kind of had a slow start.
Yes.
With her service plan. How is she doing now?
She's doing fairly well. She is not currently having visitation because she has not provided 3 consecutive clean drug tests. So we still are addressing the substance abuse issue.
All right. Well, and I skipped a step and I apologize. I don't believe that we've discussed family service plans for the parents. in this case. Were family service plans created?
Yes, we had an initial permanency conference that was held on May 19th. And Ms. Scheringer and Mr. Young were both participated in that meeting.
And plans were created for mom as well as Mr. Young,
Yes,
and they've been filed with the court.
yes,
And you're asking the court to approve those today?
yes, I am.
Now, what about Orlando Ramirez?
We did not have any contact information and were unable to locate him at the beginning of the case. We recently have received an address for him in Gustine, and Miss Beard has had some contact with him, and we've provided that new address, I believe, for him to be served at that address. We did create a service plan for him and filed it recently.
Okay, good. Yeah, my understanding is that there was a little snafu on getting him served. That's his address. That's where he says he lives. That's where he's, I believe, on some document he's listed that address. Just when they went out there, I believe they kind of, that somebody denied that he lived there when it actually he does. Correct?
I'm not aware of that.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
And so we should be able to get him served just as soon as we make some arrangements. And so any progress by Mr. Young on his service plan?
I mean, they just started their services. He currently is not having visitation either because he hasn't passed 3 consecutive clean drug tests. So neither parent are currently receiving visitation.
Okay. Do you how soon or how do you anticipate visits starting? Excuse me. Did you hear me?
Yes, soon as. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good. Visit starting?
Yes. Can you ask the question again? I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's some, I think it's Mr. Young. There's some background noise, but do you tell me about what it's going to take to get visits started and when those will start?
I mean, they'll continue to be drug tested, and as soon as they provide the 3 clean drug tests, then visits will resume.
Okay, good. I'll pass the witness, Judge.
Ms. Timmons, do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. Scheringer, the purpose of today's hearing is primarily for the court to consider the service plans that were developed by the department with you and Mr. Young. The purpose of those service plans is for the department to set for a task or services they would provide to you or arrange for you to try to address whatever the concerns were that prompted the department to file this suit, and with the goal of trying to work with you to return the children to your care. My understanding is you've had a chance to review the service plan. Did you have any objections to the service plan, ma'am?
No, sir.
Okay. Did you have any questions for Ms. Gillette relating to her testimony today? You're not required to ask her any questions, but if you have a question, it's your opportunity.
No, sir. I don't have any questions.
All right, thank you. Mr. Young, my understanding is you've also had a chance to review your service plan. Did you have any objections to it?
No.
Okay. And did you have any questions for Ms. Gillette regarding her testimony?
No.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Britton, did you have other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Timmons, do you have any other witnesses in the matter?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Wells and Ms. Hanks, did y'all have anything you wanted to add to your report that you filed in the case today?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank y'all for the report then. All right, the court, after hearing the evidence presented, is going to find the service plans for the respondent mother and Mr. Young to be reasonable and appropriate. I'm going to approve them and make them orders to the court. The department is ordered to provide the services as outlined in those service plans, and the parents are ordered to participate in those services. I'm going to defer approval of the service plan on Mr. Ramirez since he's not been served at this point. When encourage the department continues efforts to try to get him served. The court will continue the children in the current placement at this time and continue the other orders of the court. The next hearing in this case right now is set on October 28, 2021 at 11:30. That's an initial permanency hearing. The permanency hearing and pretrial is set on February 24, 2022 at 10 a.m. The trial, if needed, is set for March 31st, 2022 at 2:30. And the dismissal date for the case is May 9th, 2022. To the parents, I'm required to notify any parent in this type of case that because of the nature of these proceedings, your parental custodial rights and duties to your children may be subject to restriction or even termination in your progress under these plans of service, and the court's orders will be reviewed at future hearings in this case. That said, the goal of the law in Texas is for the department to work with each of you to try to resolve any concerns they have and to try to get the children back in the parents' care. So I encourage both of you to work with the department to see if you can resolve any concerns they may have regarding your children. The court will also advise each of you that in any litigation, you have a right to retain a lawyer to represent you as the case progresses. If, as the case progresses, you become opposed to what the department is wanting to do in the case and cannot afford a lawyer but desire one, you can make a request for a court-appointed lawyer by filing an affidavit of indigence form with the Brown County District Clerk. If the court determines you qualify for a court-appointed lawyer because you don't have sufficient assets or income to hire one, the court will appoint one for you at that time.